I'm here at the Fast Trip gas station on the 2600 block of Riverside Drive. It was closed to the public this morning just after 11 and marked off with crime scene tape. On the scene, more than a dozen deputies and other first responders. Deputies found a woman shot near the gas pumps, and she died on the scene.
This is Love Hurts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future content. 51-year-old Cotina Fuller, affectionately called Tina by family and friends, had a beautiful soul. She was a beautiful person both inside and out. To know her was to love her, and Tina knew everybody, so you know she was loved by many. She was the type of person that was there for everyone, consistently lending a helping hand and offering words of encouragement to those in need. And in her own life, she was strong, resilient, and always found a way to persevere despite the challenges she faced. Tina could be going through the worst storm in her life, but you would never know it. She didn't wear her troubles on her sleeve. She kept her head held high, and she always remained positive. She was kind, compassionate, and generous to all. She was a woman who dedicated herself to her family and those around her, especially her children and grandkids. There was nothing she wouldn't do for them. There's nothing she wouldn't do for anyone who truly needed her. Her heart was just pure in that way. And that's exactly why the events of August 16th of 2024 are so unfathomable. According to the Bibb County Sheriff's Office, deputies were called out to a Fast Trip gas station located on Riverside Drive just before 11 a.m. When deputies arrived, they found 51-year-old Cotina Fuller suffering from at least one gunshot wound to the head. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Witnesses told police they saw Tina and her husband of 18 years, 44-year-old Wayne Anthony Fuller, pull up to a gas station pump and begin arguing. Shortly after the argument began, Wayne pulled out a gun, placed it against Tina's head, and pulled the trigger before kicking her out of the vehicle and speeding off. Police quickly located the vehicle that Wayne was in, and when a deputy tried to pull him over, a chase ensued and continued through 2 different counties. Finally, a deputy was able to perform a pit maneuver to stop his vehicle. Shortly after the maneuver was performed, Wayne ended his life by shooting himself in the head.
Hey there, guys. Well, here's what we got so far. The Spalding County sheriff tells me that one of his deputies got a hit on a license plate and that driver just refused to stop. And when that deputy performed a pit maneuver on that suspect, deputies say he shot and killed himself. The high-speed chase started in Spalding County and ended in a ditch on McDonough Road in Henry County Friday afternoon. The Bibb County Sheriff identifies the driver as 44-year-old Wayne Fuller Jr. He was a person of interest in a murder at a gas station in Macon earlier in the day. Our sister station there, Fox 24, speaking with witnesses on scene.
I stopped for a second, and he pulled out the gun and put it to her head and shot her.
I heard the gunshot go off, so I went and looked out the door, and I seen the guy get out of the car and walk around.
The station reports that Fuller Jr. has a criminal history of domestic violence. Those witnesses say he was yelling at the victim near a gas pump when they heard the gunshot.
I ran because I didn't want him to shoot me, and he kicked her out the car. She laid on the ground, and he spurred off, and I called 911.
Later in the day, about 60 miles away, Spalding County Sheriff says his deputy got a hit on the car from a license plate reader. When he didn't stop, the deputy performed a pit maneuver on the car, sending it into this ditch. The sheriff says Fuller Jr. shot himself right there in front of a warehouse for the company Luxottica. And tonight, Henry County Police have called the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to conduct an independent investigation on how all of this went down. But the Spalding County Sheriff did tell us that there's a lot of dash cam video that will be very useful in this investigation. And as far as we know, that deputy never fired his gun in all of this.
According to court records, Tina and Wayne had been married for over 18 years, and their relationship, like most, had its ups and downs. But the downs between these two were downright scary. Wayne was abusive, and he would oftentimes put his hands on his wife. After years of going through the turbulence, Tina finally got up enough strength to leave the marriage in May of 2024, and she filed for an order of protection after Wayne made it more than clear that he wasn't going to accept a divorce, telling her that someone was going to die, but it wasn't going to be him. But just about a month after the order was granted, Tina requested that the order be dropped, stating she no longer felt that her life was in danger.
Just hours ago, District Attorney Anita Howard addressed Friday's deadly shooting of Cotina Fuller.
Bibb County Sheriff's Office says her husband, Wayne Fuller, shot her, then killed himself. DA Howard went over the timeline that led up to Cotina Fuller's death. Back in May, a judge approved a temporary protective order against Wayne Fuller. Howard says he violated it a month later. Her office filed a charge of aggravated stalking against him. But Cotina Fuller asked the judge to drop the protective order, and the judge agreed. She said she did not think her life was in danger. The district attorney says she refused to drop the criminal charge because she said Wayne Fuller posed a threat to his wife and the community.
The cycle of tension building, violence, reconciliation, calm. We must always be talking about that cycle and understand that victims struggle having their loved ones tied up in the criminal justice system because they have emotions.
After all was said and done, a source close to the couple spoke up about some of the things that she witnessed, and she hinted towards the fact that Wayne may have been battling with substance abuse.
But every day I told this man, like, Tina is all you got, bro. You need to stop cheating on it later. Stop talking to her like she ain't shit. When this lady didn't do nothing but help you. All she wanted was to help you. She loved her husband. She was tired. She was tired of the back and forth. She was tired, and I was telling Tina, like, Tina, leave him. Leave him. If he don't want to get help, leave him. And if y'all got family members out here on drugs and stuff and on this meth, y'all get them the help that they need. He needed help. He needed help. The drugs had him telling him to jump out of a window. Telling him to jump out of window. Like that meth took over his brain. I just wish she would have listened to me when I told her to leave it alone. I hate she dropped that PTO. She dropped that PTO and she gave me money to go get him and to put him in a hotel. I really hate she dropped that PTO on him. I knew this man was sick. When he sat in my car, I took him to the grocery store and took him back to the hotel. When this man sat in my car and laughed about those dishing his wife with lighter fluid and trying to set the fire to her, I knew then that he was off in the head. And for you to laugh about it and to tell me that like it was funny. And I told Tina, like, yeah, he told me he dosed you with lighter fluid and he tried to set you on fire. And she agreed and told me, yeah, he did that. I'm like, Tina, so why would you take the restraining order up off of him? Why would you take the restraining order? But just like she told me, that was her husband. She loved her husband. She thought he was going to change. She thought he was going to be better.
The cycle of domestic violence is so complex and so very hard to understand. The manipulation, the shame, the torment is something that most will never understand unless they've gone through it themselves. My heart truly goes out to Tina's friends, her family, and especially her children and grandchildren. If you are in a domestic abuse relationship, create an out plan and get out. Once you are out, do not turn back. Turning back can cost you your life. As always, loves, stay safe. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, and hit that notification bell for future content.